So there you have it, the opening tee shot of the 2023 Rose Ladies Series, and it promises to be a good one. Hello and welcome to coverage of the Rose Ladies Series. It's the fourth season and it continues to go from strength to strength. The brainchild of LET winner Liz Young, supported by Kate and Justin Rose, it's become an integral part of the competitive season for these professionals.
I think it gets bigger and better every year. I think everyone has done such an amazing job, and I think all of us girls are just so grateful that it's still continuing to happen. The events that they've put on just fitted really well into our schedule.
Before the Rose Series, you always had to travel, always had to get on a flight, get your suitcase, whereas now it's like get in your car, pack your stuff, you've got everything that you need. It's so good to just know that you've got a fair amount of events going on in the year, always something to compete against. All the best girls play in them, and it's just great, and they always get on really good golf courses.
To have 5 events to be able to play while we're at home is just fantastic. It keeps the competitive juices flowing and keeps us out on the golf course with a scorecard in our hand. No one else has given us that opportunity, so it's absolutely incredible.
The 2023 schedule allows for 5 events which complement a busy LET season for many of these players, and all being staged over a 3-week period. The series begins right here at the West Lancs Golf Club, just 12 miles down the coast from Royal Birkdale Golf Club, where we all know Justin Rose burst onto the scene some 25 years ago to become the leading amateur at the Open Championship. This is the 3rd time the series has visited these famous links, and the club is delighted to be hosting once again.
Rose Ladies has gone from strength to strength with the support of Justin and Kate Rose, and we're very proud to be a part of the Rose Ladies Series, and it's a special year for us, which we're celebrating our 150th anniversary.
It's certainly a challenging course, especially if the wind blows off the coast, but how will the players adjust?
It's quite a long course. There is some holes that you can go for, and there's others that you've got to be a bit strategic, stay out the bunkers, obviously in the fairway, and just see how we get on.
I think it's going to get a bit breezy out there today, so being able to hit a few shots under the wind and some good short game I think will be the key out there today.
So you've heard from the players, you know all about the course. It's time to head to the action. Here's your commentary team of Sophie Walker and Kit Alexander.
Thank you, George. It's a blustery and chilly day at West Lancs, so scoring is going to be tricky. Hayley Davis won 2 Rose Ladies Series events last year, and she made a steady start with pars at 1 and 2. This solid tee shot at the 3rd set up another par.
Jay Bowers at the 1st. Downwind 2nd shot. She judged this one nicely to that right flag. It would lead to a par, but she'd pick up shots on the par 5 2nd, but bogeyed the 3rd and the 6th.
Ladies European Tour winner Amy Bolden had to settle for a par on 3, as this putt just stayed a little high, and she dropped to 1 over with a bogey at the next hole.
Alice Hewson, the highest ranked player in the field today. 2nd shot into the 1st. You'll see a lot of those punch controlled irons into the greens. She parred that hole but made a disappointing bogey on the 2nd.
Gabriella Cowley won here at West Lancs in 2021, and she was looking comfortable on the links again. She followed a birdie at 2 with this fine birdie putt at 3 to move to 2 under. 4-time Rose Ladies Series winner Cowley double bogeyed 8, and there are 7 players tied for the early lead, including 2021 Women's Amateur Champion Louise Duncan. Jump out to Lauren Horsford playing alongside Gabriella Cowley. First group out today, and a big advantage there, Sophie.
Oh, massive. This wind is building. The front nine is very much downwind and then back into the teeth on the back nine. Great shot in there, but you can see the release. This is proper links golf today.
A little unlucky there with it just drifting off the back. Whitney Hillier been very consistent in Rose Ladies Series events. Not a win yet, but she's right in contention.
Well, she's been in Australia for the last couple of weeks, so imagine how cold it is for Whitney out there, all wrapped up.
It's cold enough for everyone else, but coming back from Australia, she just tickled that one down there, so it's a par to stay where she is.
Here's a player that loves these events, Gabs Cowley. Won here a couple of years ago at West Lancs. And that's what you're going to have to do today, Kit. Up and down. There's going to be plenty of missed greens out there.
Yeah, the short game's going to be really, really important, you feel. And an example here, so one chipping, now the putter from just off the green for Horsford.
Maybe because it's downwind, coming back onto that tier. Tried its best for her, but not quite.
Yeah, left herself with a bit of work to save the par, and already 4 over. Really can't afford to let any more slip if she's going to stay close enough to Gabs Cowley at this stage.
That's clutch. She won this event at +2, which just shows how hard West Lanc plays every single day of the week. Never mind today. Look at that. Woolly hats all wrapped up.
Well, Cowley, about 4 feet here to stay at level par.
She has been using a line on the golf ball, but has chosen today to play it plain, and it seems to be working.
Cracking 7-iron for Amy Bolden to set up birdie putt here on 6 to get back to level.
Uphill, right to left. Just needed hitting. Plays at a Conway Golf Club, so was born to play links golf. Loves it around West Lancs Golf Course, so keep an eye out for her.
Now Louise Duncan, incredibly talented, just 23 years old, as we've mentioned, former women's amateur champion.
Seems to be the correct side to come in from down the left-hand side of 9.
Well, chipping back into the wind, and that's so important. We hear don't short side yourself, but when it's this windy, it's leave yourself a pitch or chip back into the breeze. Alice Hewson for par.
Not the greatest start to her round, but it's got plenty of holes to get it back.
Yeah, 6th on the LET standings this season, so she started the year well.
Louise Duncan only been pro 8-9 months. She's got her Ladies European Tour status and is looking to get a win on the Rose Ladies Series.
It's still incredibly tight, with pars looking increasingly valuable in tough conditions. Experience proving key with the likes of Cowley, Hillier and Davis in the mix. Who can separate themselves from the flock at windy West Lancs?
Well, there's no shortage of history here at the West Lancashire Golf Club. 150 years of it, in fact, and over that time they've hosted multiple amateur championships, but look at all these great names as well that have won final qualifying and proceeded to play in the Open Championship. Some great history. But if there wasn't enough good news for their milestone, they've just been awarded 4 years of hosting final qualifying, so we're going to see some great champions head through to the Open, and now it's time for the Rose Ladies Series, the 3rd season that they've hosted this. So let's get back out into the action with Kit and Sophie.
We've got plenty of drama ahead in the Rose Ladies Series season opener, with a packed leaderboard vying for the title. And Cowley has moved ahead once more. The Essex native bounced back brilliantly from the double on 8 with a quality up and down to save par on 9 and birdies at 11 and 12. She stayed on 2 under with this superb par save on 14. She bogeyed the 15th and parred the 16th before setting up this look for birdie on the par 3 17th. Agonisingly close, and she stayed at -1.
So we've made it to the 18th. Now, a lot of players will be looking forward to a nice hot cup of tea in the clubhouse, but before they do that, they've got to navigate a tough tee shot here. It's playing 410 yards today, and there's not much water here at the West Lancs, but it's vividly clear from this slightly elevated tee. If you navigate the water on the right, there's a couple of pot bunkers on the left, which creates a very intimidating tee shot. But once you get through that, there's not too much to worry about. You've got to finish strong here if you want to win the title.
And with it being over 400 yards, I'd expect players to hit driver to take on this long par 4. Pin today, middle left, so that bunker is in play also.
Definitely driver for Cowley here, long way down and looking to attack the pin. Has she got a birdie in her on 18?
From 117 yards, 3/4 9-iron. You see how she's played away from that bunker sensibly. She knows that anything under par is a great score today.
Now Davis to stay at 1 over and within 2 shots of the lead.
You're going to have to hold a lot of those par putts today, Kit. It's tough out there. It's a grind for these players.
It's mental as much as physical, this battle, isn't it? And this is Gabriella Cowley for the birdie on 18 to post 2 under.
Just going to come off the bank from left to right at the end.
Oh, bang, right in the middle. Perfect line, perfect weight. And in the first 2 ball of the day, Gabriella Cowley goes out there and shoots 70. So impressive in these conditions, Sophie.
Absolutely huge. You could see by that reaction there, the way she smacked the putter as if to say, you have been really good to me today. She's holed a lot of putts, and that's something that Lauren just hasn't done today.
Yeah, that birdie putt on 18 just drifting by for the defending champion. It's not going to be her day today. This for a 77. Taps that in, so not to be for Lauren Horsford, but Gabs Cowley, who won 2 years ago here at West Lancs in prime position. A lot of golf still to be played, though. Amy Baldwin bogeyed the 8th, but this quality fairway wood at 9 helped her to a par and an outward half of 38. She picked up her first birdie of the day at the par 3 12th. Jay Bowers stopped a run of 3 bogeys with a par at 11 and drained this 15-footer for a birdie 2 at 12. She also made a birdie 2 on the 17th. So Cowley has set the clubhouse target with that excellent round of 70 and has a 2-shot cushion on the chasers, but most of them have plenty of holes left to play.
Now, who doesn't love a penultimate hole, par 3? An exciting finish here at West Lancs. This one in particular, 159 yards, but you can add plenty of interest on that. The wind is coming straight into the teeth of the players here today. Now, one thing that might be their saving grace is that the pin is in the dead centre, the flattest spot on the screen, but what that also does is brings in these pot bunkers which are sitting pin high, so it's going to be a strong iron into this wind. Can they navigate?
Brilliant aerial shots of West Lancs, looking absolutely resplendent even early in the season. So hats off to Stuart Hogg and his greenkeeping team. Hillier on that 17th tee.
It's now at least a 2-club win back into the players' faces. The rain's coming down. What a wonderful golf shot to get that pin high.
Finished 14th on the race to Costa del Sol last year, the Australian. Louise Duncan well wrapped up. You can see that rain coming down, adding to the difficulty of the wind.
From the left-hand side on 18, needs to play right of this flag. Play away from it. And she's done exactly that.
Yeah, left herself a very similar putt to the one Gabs Cowley holed.
Amy Bolden at +1. Been working hard on her game with Paul Williams. one just floated up into the sky. The wind knocked it out the air.
Yeah, these finishing holes are straight back into the wind, so it is going to be tough to pick up shots if you need to. Hewson opting just to chip this over the little front of the green.
You can see the wind even affecting chip shots there, just holding that ball back from the flag.
Amy Baldwin, we saw the tee shot fanned out to the right. Not a huge amount of green to work with here.
Landed it a couple of yards short of where she wanted to. It caught that downslope. It just managed to hang on.
You don't have to do a lot wrong in these conditions to find yourself frittering shots away, do you? But Duncan with this for a 73.
See, she's got that wide stance there, fighting the wind, trying to stay balanced. That's just not going to turn enough.
How much do the players go away from their normal setups and normal way they're hitting shots on a day like today?
Well, you can see there she's just trying to sink into the ground just so that wind doesn't blow her over. It was coming straight back into her chest.
A lot of work to do for Baldwin here to stay at +1.
And it's about trying to hold the round together now. She'll know the 18th tough, playing back into the breeze. It'll be playing well over its 410 yards. That's what she is left to face. Can she keep it at +2?
Yeah, the wind has definitely got stronger throughout the day. You can see it's having more effect. Hillier, it was a brilliant tee shot.
Mike Dean on the bag there, dressed all in black. The retired referee, I bet he's wishing, why am I out here right now?
Yeah, refereeing a Premier League game for 90 minutes in this or carrying a golf bag for 4 hours, I'm not sure what's better.
Yeah, both the hardest jobs in the world. You can never win, that's for sure. Par putt for Alice Hewson on 18.
Rolls that one in, not to be for the highest ranked player in the field today, but 75, reasonably solid in these conditions. Michelle Thompson had 3 birdies and 5 bogeys on the card through 17 holes. She had this lengthy effort to get back to 1 over on 18, but had to settle for a 74.
Anna Dawson had a roller coaster round with only 6 pars in 15 holes. This lovely roll on 16 for birdie, that got her back to +2. A par on 17 and a bogey on the last gave her a 75.
Hayley Davis couldn't find the late surge she needed, but she did pick up a shot on 16 before finishing off an impressive level par round with this tap-in at 18.
Emily Slater was 1 over for the back 9 and 2 over total. A hybrid into the 17th. Remember, it's only 159 yards, straight back into the wind. What a shot that is. She'd par that hole and shoot a round of 74.
Welshwoman Amy Baldwin bounced back from the bogey on 17 and completed the positive showing with this fine approach from out of position on the last. 2 putts later, she signed for a round of 2 over.
But it was Emma Allen who emerged as Cowley's main contender despite facing the toughest conditions. Miraculously, she's 2 under par but made a bogey here on 16, her first of the day.
32-year-old Whitney Hillier put the finishing touches on another impressive Rose Ladies Series performance with this gutsy par at the last. Her 73 was enough for a top 3 finish. But at the top, can Allen find a birdie in the last 2 holes to force a playoff, or even finish birdie for the outright win? And yardage irrelevant on this tee shot now, Sophie.
Just hold on tight, Kit. Try and keep it under the wind. Boundary Lakes is Emma Allen. Can she do it? What a round this is.
I mean, we're touting the birdie finish, but in all honesty, in these conditions, level par would be pretty good, and she's got a bit of work from the back of the green there on 17.
And this is where you don't want to be on 18. She's got to manoeuvre it around that bunker, Emily Slater. Oh, what a beautiful touch that is.
Yeah, just that little bit of moisture in the greens helping with a bit of grab there, but that was delightful.
Here is Alan from their back edge of the 17th. Remember, she's one back of Gabs Cowley now.
Downwind, downhill. It's a pretty good touch, but that's one of those, isn't it? You've been saying it all day. They're the putts that are going to make the difference today.
Dad Sean looking on, willing this putt in. You can hear the wind.
That is huge. She's only been a pro since last year, doing her PGA qualifications. Showing she can mix it with the girls on tour.
Emily Slater's par putt at the last finds the hole. A superb round of 74 and are tied for 5th place.
Alan knew what was required on the 18th, and she was down quickly to pick up her tee after a cracking drive. Whereas Cowley hit 9-iron into 18, Alan required some metal to reach the green in the much stronger winds. It was on line, but came up just short. So she needs to chip in for birdie to get into a playoff. It's chipping back into the strong wind as well, Sophie. How would you play this one?
I'd probably take less loft, keep it out of that wind. It's got about 60 feet here. So get it on the ground, take the ridge at the front out of play and let it release towards the hole.
Well, she's seen it the same way as you, Sophie. Can she execute it? Oh, it's getting better and better. Go in. Oh, just not enough break. But a brilliant effort. We can give her that tap in, I think, for a 71, 1 under par, and that means going out in the first 2-ball. Gabriella Cowley is now a 5-time Rose Ladies Series champion.
Let's just take a moment to praise Emma Allen out in the tough afternoon conditions. A gritty round of golf, only 2 players under par. She's one of them, a round of 71 and a 2nd place. Travelled all the way from Southampton for this. It was worth it.
Emma Allen just inches from the birdie she needed on 18, but ultimately no one could catch Cowley as she takes the title at West Lancs for a 2nd time. She receives the trophy from Lady Captain Jackie Rooney.
I'm just really happy to win, to hold such a good part on the last, to win by 1 is just such a great feeling, to be honest.
Our first Rose Ladies Series event has come to an end. Gabriella Cowley, a winner again. She's now the most prolific of all time with 5 titles to her name. Emma Allen gave it a good run, but it wasn't enough as Cowley is crowned champion. We can't wait for the next event at Southport and Ainsdale.